Hello to our Kenyan team. I am creating this video for you to give you a little bit of feedback about your first data entries that you have already created. These are all archival data entries, the ones that you already have done. I can see here there's as many as 53, so this is already a very good job. So thanks a lot for all of this. I have checked a few of them out, and there's a few little things I need to tell you about them. Obviously, as you can see here, I don't know which one of you made which data entry. I only have your usernames, your user codes here. So I will just give you feedback, generic feedback for all the four of you, and then you will, each one will have to apply what I say to himself or herself if it applies. The first data entry I want to look at with you is this one. And I have a special screen here where I see all your data entries. You don't have the same possibility to edit them from the global data screen. You'll have to go and find the data entries inside your archival data entries list, which is accessible from the elections page. So this data entry here has been done. I can see everything is pretty fine on this one. There's only one little detail, which is that I can see that this information was sourced from Twitter Kenya. So Twitter is an internet media. So the researcher that has created this data entry has entered Nairobi as the position where the information was found. So this is wrong. I take advantage to remind you that when an information comes from the internet, the map has to be empty. In general terms, when an information comes from the media, we want to know where the information is spread. So as you can see here, we have Twitter Kenya, but this is only because when we create dossiers for media that exist in several countries under the same name, we have to add the country name. But do not think that this means that this part of Twitter is only visible in Kenya, or that it's associated to Kenya in any other way than in the name. So the map here should have been empty. So I will just empty the map by clicking on clear position, and the map goes empty. And this is the only thing that I noticed, which is wrong in this data entry. Another little thing here is that the file name is actually not necessary, because the file name only needs to be entered if you have a problem uploading the file. So I can see here that the researcher has also uploaded a video associated to this data entry. So the file name field doesn't need to be filled in. So I have made these changes. I will save them to this data entry, and then I will switch to another one. So another one I wanted to look at with you is this one about rigging. Someone has stumbled upon rumors saying that mentioning Ruto's opinion that rigging is underway, etc., etc. So everything is pretty fine in this data entry. The researcher has correctly entered the position where he was. Sorry, apologies, I clicked on the map by mistake. I reload the page. This is where the researcher was when he heard the rumors. So these rumors concern Ruto. I think the second map is empty, but to be sure, I saw a pin on the map. So I'm just clearing the position, because this information does not contain any details about another place. So the place here is the place where the researcher was, where he heard when he heard the rumor in the first map, and the second map simply stays empty. So this is it. Another little changes. Be particularly careful about the use of maps. I can see that most of the little errors are associated to this part, which is kind of tricky, unfortunately, in the whole thing. Another data entry I want to look at is this one. The researcher here has reported a stance by the opposition about Professor Wajakoya taking a particular position. I can see as a source, the researcher has mentioned the researcher's observation. I will just rapidly take a look at the file to see what this information is. Let's quickly. It's a video. Yes, we saw this already. We saw this together. It might be that we have created this data entry when we were together. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, unless this video was shot by the researcher himself or herself, if it's not the case, if it's the case, then it's absolutely the researcher's observation. He or her shot the video, but then he or her should also indicate on the map where she was when this video was shot by him or her. If it's not from her own, if he or she didn't shoot the video, then there should be something else here in the source field, possibly the social network or the other source. I can see here that there is a location entered on the second map. So it may also be that there has been a mistake here, more likely, where the researcher has actually entered his or her position when he or she shot the video in the second map, instead of entering it in the first map. Unfortunately, I don't have enough information to be able to say where this video comes from. I will just assume that it was shot by the researcher in this location, this park here, the EleQta Kenya Park. But this position should have been entered in the first map. So I will do it like this. Then I will also ask the researcher who has done this entry to actually EleQta Kenya Park. It showed up rapidly, now it's gone. Right. To just review it quickly, if he or she can remember where the video came from, and if it's sourced from the internet, then yes, the first map stays empty. If he or she knows where the video was shot, then fill in the second map with the position where the video was shot. But the first map is always where the information was found. So if it's from your observation, then it's the position where you shot the video or heard the rumors, etc. If it's from a media, then it's the area of diffusion of the media, including an empty map if it comes from the internet, such as Facebook, etc. So I will just leave this data entry as it is, and I will ask the researcher to go back to it and take a look if possible. User 165. I think this is either Tindy or Jacqueline, because you have bigger user numbers. Very rapidly, let's go to another last data entry. I don't want to make this video too long for you, but if you have any other questions, just please ask. Let's take a look at this data entry where we have an information that comes from EleQta Kenya. So the first map is actually empty. I think the researcher has entered a screen capture, a screenshot, or an image of this picture that was probably associated to the post on Twitter. The dossiers involved are correctly filled in, so everything is fine here. I would say that everything is okay. All right. As I can see, well, most of the little mistakes are associated to the use of maps. So please be particularly careful about how you use the maps. And I also remind you that when you are doing your data entries, there's a little question mark next to the map here, and this reminds you about all the information and how to use both maps. Okay, the first one for the location of the information. So this contains the location where you were, if you heard rumors, if you observed something, or the area of diffusion of the information if it comes from the media. The second map only needs to be filled in if there is an additional date, time, and location which is contained in the information. If the information you're posting mentions, for example, meeting, a rally that will take place somewhere else, or any other situation that might be mentioned in your information that you're entering goes into the second map. Okay, so if I find if I observe somebody talking about the fact that he was at a meeting 2 days ago, then in this map, if you have this information, you should enter where and when the meeting occurred, where he was. This is information that is contained in the information. Whereas in the first map, you will put the position where you were when you heard the guy saying these things. Nation Africa, this is also an internet, a news website. So yes, correctly, the first map is empty. So everything is fine also with this data entry. So please pay particular attention to the maps. That's always a little bit of the tricky part of what we're doing. I'll share this video with you. If you need more feedback, just let me know. I'm ready to do more.